It was a hot Friday night. The club was full of people dancing. The music was loud. I was having fun, moving with the beat. Then I saw her. She was dancing alone. Her movements were different, almost like she was floating. I couldn't take my eyes off her. She had long, shiny hair that moved like water. Her dress sparkled under the lights. She smiled at me. It was a warm, inviting smile. I felt drawn to her. I walked over and asked her for a dance. She said yes. Her touch was surprisingly cold like ice. We danced close. Her steps were smooth and grateful. It felt like we were gliding. The other people seemed to disappear. Her eyes were deep like the ocean. I tried to talk to her, but she only smiled and danced. I noticed her feet. They were strange. They looked like they were made of fish scales. I thought it was just the lightning. We danced for hours. Her touch was still cold. My friend came over, but she seemed to disappear whenever they tried to talk to her. As the night went on, the music changed to something slower. I felt tired but happy. I turned to look at her and she was gone. I searched for her but I couldn't find her anywhere. I asked the club staff but no one had seen her leave. The next day, I went to the club again. I wanted to see if she were there. The staff said that they didn't remember her. I went to the bathroom. When I looked at the mirror, I saw something strange. A splash of water appeared on the reflection, but no one was around. I started having dreams about her. In the dream, she was in the water calling me. I woke up feeling anxious. I couldn't understand why I felt this way. I told my friends, but they just laughed and said I was imagining things. One night, I found a small shiny scale on the floor of the club. It was the same as the one I saw on her feet. I took it home and kept it hidden. I wanted to find what it meant. I asked an old man about the scale. He told me a story about mermaids. He said they live in the water and come out at night in human form. They can enchant people and make them fall in love. I couldn't stop thinking about the old man's story. I began to feel scared. What if she was a mermaid? What if she wanted something from me? I tried to forget about it, but it was always on my mind. The dreams got worse. I saw her under the water, looking at me with sad eyes. I woke up sweating and scared. I tried to talk to my friends, but they thought it was being silly. I felt alone with my fears. I started to feel like someone was watching me. I had whispers at night, but no one was there. I felt cold trapped in my room. I was becoming more and more frightened, unable to sleep properly. I decided to look for her again. I went back to the club asking everyone if they had seen her. No one remembered her. I started asking around the village, but no one knew a woman who danced alone. I met an old woman who was wise. I showed her the scale. She looked worried and told me to be careful. She said that mermaids are dangerous and that I should stay away from the water at night. I didn't listen to her completely. I wanted to find out more. One night, I went to the river near the village, hoping to see her. I waited for hours but saw nothing. I felt foolish and went back home. That night, I heard a noise outside my window. I looked out and I saw a shadow figure by the river. It looked like her. I was so scared to go outside. I stayed inside trembling. The next morning, I went to the river. There was nothing there, no sign of anyone or anything unusual. I wondered if I was just imagining things. My fear grew, and I started avoiding going out at night. One evening, a woman came to my house. She looked like the lady from the club, but different. Her hair was damp, and her eyes were more intense. She said she wanted to talk to me. I was terrified but invited her in. She didn't say much. She only asked me questions about the scares and the dreams. I tried to ask her who she was, but she didn't answer directly. She just smiled and then she left. I was left with even more questions. I continued to dream about her. The dreams were becoming more vivid and frightening. I felt like I was sinking in the water. I woke up gasping for air. I knew I needed to find out the truth before it was too late. I went to the river again, hoping to see the woman. Instead, I met a fisherman who told me strange stories about people disappearing near the river. He said it was believed that mermaids were responsible for the disappearances. I decided to visit the woman again. She told me that mermaids were not always friendly. They can lure people to their doom if they feel threatened or disrespected. She advised me to stay far from the river and the woman. Despite the warnings, my curiosity got the best of me. I felt like I had to know more. I went to the river at night and waited. I saw her again, but she looked more urgent, like she wanted to tell me something important. She came closer and whispered, "You must leave now. They are coming for you." Her voice was full of sadness. I was too frightened to move. She disappeared before I could respond. I hurried back home, my heart racing. That night, I had the most terrifying dream. I was underwater surrounded by dark shapes. I saw her again and she reached out to me. I tried to grab her hand, but it slipped away. I woke up feeling like I had nearly drowned. The next day, I noticed the scare was gone. I searched everywhere but I couldn't find it. I felt a sense of loss and fear. What if it was important? What if losing it meant something bad was going to happen? I started feeling uneasy everywhere I went. It was like I was being followed. I couldn't see anyone but I felt eyes on me. The fear was consuming my thoughts, and I was constantly looking over my shoulder. My friends began to ask strangers around me. They seemed distant and avoided talking about the club or the lady. I felt insulated and confused. I wondered if they knew something I didn't. I met the old man from the village again. He told me that sometimes mermaids have a way of controlling people's mind to hide their true nature. He warned me that I should not trust anyone who had been near the mermaid. One night, I saw her by the river again. This time, she looked angry. She said I had broken a promise that I have to pay. I tried to run, but she grabbed my hand with a grip of like ice. I pulled her away and ran back home. After that night, things got worse. Strange things started happening around me. Objects moved on their own and I heard voices whispering my name. I felt like I was losing control of my life. I knew I had to face her again. I went to the river, determined to find out what she wants. She appeared, her eyes filled with anger. She said she was going to make me suffer for trying to expose her secrets. I ran from the river, feeling like I was being chased. I could hear her voice echoing in my mind, threatening me. I ran through the night trying to find safety. I finally reached my house and locked the doors. That night, the haunting was the worst it has ever happened. I saw shadows in my room and heard the whispers clearly. I couldn't sleep, and the fear was overwhelming. I felt trapped in my own home. I decided to leave the village. I packed my things and left before dawn. I couldn't stay where I felt so threatened. As I walked away, I saw the river one last time. The lady was nowhere to be seen, but I felt her presence. I moved to a new town, far from the river and the club. I had to start fresh, but the memories of the mermaid haunted me. I tried to focus on rebuilding my life, but I couldn't shake the fear. Even in my new town, I felt uneasy. Sometimes I would hear whispers or see shadows out of the corner of my eye. It was as if mermaid clouds followed me no matter where I went. I decided to warn others about what I have experienced. I told my new friends and neighbors the story, hoping they would be cautious. Some listened, while others thought I was just telling a tough story. Strange things began happening around me again. Items would go missing and I would find them in old places. It felt like someone or something was playing tricks on me. I couldn't figure out if it was mermaid or just my imagination. One day, a stranger came to me and said he heard about my story. He claimed he knew about mermaids and their powers. He offered to help me to break the curse. I was skeptical but desperate for relief. The stranger performed a ritual to protect me from the mermaid's influence. It involved burning the scales and saying special words. I watched, feeling both hopeful and nervous. After the ritual, I felt a slight calm, but the fear still lingered. Gradually, life seems to return to normal. The whispers and shadows became less frequent. I was able to sleep better and felt more at ease. I hope that the mermaid's curse had finally been lifted. Even though things seemed better, I couldn't fully let go of the fear. The memories of the mermaid and her warning stayed with me. I was always cautious and kept my distance from water just in case. Years passed, and I look back on the experience. I realized that the fear had taught me to be more aware and cautious. I understand the importance of listening to warnings and respecting unknown dangers. In the end, I learned that things are better left alone. The mermaid was a reminder that curiosity can lead to trouble. It's important to be careful and respect the unknown, even if it seems tempting to explore.